Greetings from the Erie Coast. This is Mad Shad. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to Sunday. What is it? 24th? I don't know. One of those days on the 20th. It's almost July. Yeah. So what we're going to talk about today? Seeing a lot of I like to watch military activities across the world, and we all know about the British destroyer that got shot at, basically shot across the bow, warning shots, and they did a fake dive bomb onto the destroyer. The Russians did in the Black Sea, basically saying, "Get the hell out." And NATO is scheduling a war game in the Black Sea. It's been scheduled. It's been there. It's been on the schedule, the training schedule for a long time. These things don't just pop up. They game it out, and it's something that they work up to. It's a months long thing, 6 months, a year. Because you have to pick your troops, you got to pick everybody, and it's a very big dog and pony show. So you get all these people together that you want, and with the NATO, you have a lot of countries that want to get involved on this, and they want to play, and they want to be part of it, because it's some really good training going on, and also it assesses a lot of the capabilities and things of the operation of the people involved. It tests everything. They're testing the equipment. I mean, there's testing going on from the highest up levels to the lowest. Will this hat keep the UV rays off me? Will this chow taste good? Can we move enough water? So you got admin logistics and all that stuff going on. And this is a naval thing, and they might be doing some some water stuff. The NATO Special Forces, which is mostly comprised of the SAS, some of our elements, elements get to play, and the French Foreign Legion. The French Foreign Legion is usually the go-to NATO. Special forces guys, and the Germans, the German, the GPS, are they called the GPMS, I forget, those guys, but anyway, we're talking about a huge, and basically it is, I mean, you're walking in somebody's backyard, Russia's backyard, and saying, "Yeah, we're just playing here. Don't worry, we're just playing war games." Costs millions, maybe billions of dollars to do these massive NATO war games, and it's a show of force, man. It really is, and it's a very expensive show of force. And it's supposed to go. It's a go. The NATO is a go. From what we've seen, even after the military, the British destroyer got turned around in the Black Sea. I've been to the Black Sea. I've been through. We went to Ukraine. We went to Romania. Stopped in Odessa. We stopped in Ukraine and did some training with the Ukrainians at the time. This was back in the 90s. And it was because they wanted to be part of the UN. So we were the first, my Marine unit, Charlie Company 1-2, we were the first Americans they had seen we were the first American troops to be there on their soil, be hosted. I mean, it was great. I mean, I had a great time. I got all badass pictures, man. I got badass pictures. They played with our toys. We played with their toys. They fed us. Man, they gave us an awesome breakfast. I'm talking about you bring us in. They would bring us in, sit us down at tables, with different food, forks and spoons and coffee, and we had waitresses. I never forget these women. They're 7 foot tall, and and they catered to us, and they had our section. We were at a different. You had to go to each section. Each table was yours. And that's the one you went to every morning. And so we had these two women, and I loved them, man. They were great. Just these big. I don't want to say babushka, but they were big. They were big women, just big, and they had big hair too. That was the funny thing. I love the coffee. It was coffee. It was coffee. And I asked him this coffee, it just, like, you drink it, you tasted it, and it was like, bam! Had a very sharp bite to it. Beautiful, beautiful aroma. And it hit you hard. And you were like, whoa, good morning. And I would ask, with like a teacup. I mean, they had China. We had China. You're giving us this Marine grunts, forcing us to sit down and to do etiquette. I mean, for breakfast every morning, and they insisted. It was great. And I asked him. I said, "What kind of coffee is this?" And she was like, Bruska coffee. I mean, it was great, man. I mean, they were the kind of people that they would just walk up to you, smack, smacking the back of in your back, and my comrade, my friend, it was crazy. They put on plays for us. I played chess against some of them. I will say at the time there was a mixture of people in the military ranks at the time. There were the higher ups and were straight up career. Most of them came from Russia, from the USSR. And they worked in the military, and they worked their way up, and it's very professional, very stoic. And then you had your shit birds, which seemed to be a lot of them. Yeah, and there was a lot of Spetsnaps, ex-Spetsnap guys that came in, and they were like paid, like, hey, would you come over here into Ukraine? Because they lived, they would they spent their time in Ukraine. If you don't know what Spetsnaps are, that's like the Russian version of our Navy SEALs. They do everything, and they're fucking pretty badass, pretty brutal. And we had this huge squad bay that we lived in for the time, and we were trying to show off too. So we're doing this PT regiment thing, and I was doing like, at the time I was doing stupid crazy push-ups. I would do push-ups on my my knuckles, my first two knuckles, on my knuckles, on my fingers, on my wrist, actually, like that, like this, and on my wrist, and I would do this crazy stuff, and I never forget, this fucking beast of a little man comes walking up. That's not how you do push-up. This is how you do Russian push-up, Spetsnap push-up. And he proceeded to, and this is a concrete floor, all right, and he hit the ground, okay, in a push-up. He pushed up, and then he pushed himself up off the ground, clapped, and then landed, pushed himself up, clapped, landed, clapped, landed on his wrist and shit. And he just kept doing this. Oh, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, motherfucker, this guy. I'm not doing all that. I can do the punch. I could do the one hand push up at the time. He went ahead and did that. I did it on my fingers. He did that too. He's like, no. Then he did the 2-finger thing, on your finger and your thumb. I was like, okay, you win. You got me, Yeah, but it was pretty, it was nice. It was very nice, but that was and we went to Odessa. We had to dress up in our dress Charlies. If you know what that is, it's the blue pants, the blue trousers, and the khaki short sleeve with the white brim hat. The classic Marine. We were looking classic Marine. We were. It was shore leave time, And they wanted everybody to know that we were Marines, and it was fun. It was fun, but and at that time they were having a freaking an outside freaking orchestra opera thing. I mean, it's a lot. It's very strong culture, strong culture. And I don't know where we were. We were in country on a Ukrainian naval base, Ukrainian base. But we had a great time. We got to play with their guns and their bombs, and they got to play with our stuff. It was great. And we was hanging out, training, and I got to shoot I got the pictures, man. I should bust out the pictures. I'll do that sometime. The Russian sniper rifle with the sideways, the sight was on the side, not the top, and like, oh, okay, all right, but I mean, all that stuff, and that was in the 90s, that was in the 90s, and they were trying to impress us and be hostful for us and be a good host so that they could join the UN, so I don't think they did they? But that's the whole thing. So you see how Russia is basically like, don't come in here, even though NATO is like, yeah, this operation's a go, and Russia's like, if you come in here, we're gonna sink something. That's just the way it is. And Russia has to. They have to. Yeah, they're very boastful. They're very braggadocious. They're very intimidating. But they will hit you. That's just the way it is. I mean, they fancy themselves tough guys. And they are. I mean, they are some tough people. Definitely. One of their sayings is they have broad backs. Broad backs and tough skin. So. Yeah, so hanging out with the Ukrainians and seeing all this stuff going on, this could be bad. And make no mistake about it, NATO is comprised mostly of like all the hardware, all the naval stuff, all the planes, all the tanks, all that shit, even the medical and the admin stuff is supplied by us, the U.S. So. And mostly us and mostly Britain. If you guys remember, Trump, defunded the UN. He's like, no, we're not going to give you any more money. We're not, no. We're not going to do it because it's stupid. It's just fucking stupid. I think we're back to giving them all the money now. But, we gave them all the money. We gave them all the medical supplies, all the... what do you call it? The fuel and water distribution stuff. We gave them all that stuff, plus all the training. That's cool. I get that. We bring in other countries, especially NATO countries, and that's what we did. That's what we still do. And they do the same to us. And they just bring us in. You're like, hey, you guys, come on over here. And, let's do some training. We got some special training that you can benefit from, and we're gonna send some folks over there. Like an exchange program. So the sharing of knowledge and all that, and that's what NATO was all about. It is all about, really. Man, but. I get this taste of this hamburger in my mouth that I had. Oh yeah, hamburgers. I know I'm going off left field, but I got to tell you about this. This weekend, I've been building fences and digging holes and all this stuff for a friend of mine, and it's in Cleveland, in the city, and out of nowhere. This white van comes screaming up, Me, I make contact with everybody. I make eye contact with just everybody. I just want to just boop, hey, who are you? And it's a white van. This humongous dude stops the van, goes, hey, you like steak? I was like, fuck yeah, I do. I already knew what was going on. And sure enough, he had a freezer in his van. And he was just making his rounds, dropping off the meat. And me and my friend of mine, what is it, charity? We paid $40 for a lot of meat, a lot of hamburgers, a lot of steak, and we'll be in touch later on. Around here, nobody steals anything. It's because I that's what I figured. Okay, he stole it, but no, they just fall off the truck. Things fall off the truck around here. I'm not saying anything that nobody doesn't already know. So, what is it, girl? What is it, girl? What is it? Oh, you want to say hi? Oh, you just want to make sure I'm not eating anything. I'm not eating anything. But she had some hamburger too. Oh, it's so good, so good. So yeah, I've been doing some meat stocking here, stocking up on my meat. Which all you guys too, all you guys need to be as well. So. Oh God, this is serious. Hold on a second. All right, hold on. Okay. All right, this is what we're gonna do. Because I too want some of this hamburger. All right, might as well just eat it all. Yeah, might as well just eat it all. Here you go. Here you go. Oh. Yummy. Not bad. And it's one of those, like, it's packaged and sealed and frozen and, so good. But there's a lot of things going on in the world, and it's scary. Very, very scary. Right? Drink water. Drink water. Haha. Excuse me. I'm really enjoying this burger here. It's pretty tasty. I didn't put any spices or anything in it. It's the taste of meat. So good. It's so good for you. Seriously. Ooh. Love that. I should have showed you that, but it would mess up all my settings here. So, what I wanted to get to is that because I go in the lives and and all this and listen to the fear. It's fear. I mean, and it is cause for alarm. It really is. It's really cause for alarm. You've got all these nations. You got China that is mass producing ships at an alarming rate, mass producing airplanes, military airplanes at an alarming rate. Russia is trying to do the same thing. They're amassing a large fleet of naval ships and airplanes. Now, so everybody's like, well, we only have X amount. They have X amount plus, and they're making more, but we're not. Why is that? We don't have to. We don't have to, I'm telling you. Our U.S. military, and this is no shit. This is no shit. This is. You want to hear the truth about our military? It's the baddest motherfucker on the planet. Hands down, bar none. No shit. I'm telling you. And the whole world knows it. All of them right there. They all know it. We could fight a war on either side all over the world and win. And they know this. How do they know this? Because they've looked at our capabilities. We've made our capabilities known. All right. This is our MO. This is the U.S. military's MO. All right. It's very simple. The U.S. military makes top grade, high quality, multi multi capable things. That is better than all the world's stuff. All right, and is built by the lowest bidder. So that's the thing about the military is they want the best shit built by the lowest bidder. But I digress on that. Anyway, everything that we have, and plus, okay, yeah, we have all that, and plus we're always 30 years ahead in the technology. Or the military technology is always 30 years ahead, and the world knows this. We've never stopped. DARPA never ever stopped. They don't sleep. There's folks that work. You know, we're the smartest. We're the ITest. We got all the ITs. We got all that shit. We make that shit. Okay, so there's, you can argue. Everybody else is trying to steal it from us and trying to back engineer. So that's okay. That's well and good. But we have redundancies inside that system that we can tell when somebody has, back engineered our shit. All right, and it doesn't work as well for them. Because they missed one little thing that we tweaked and we tested, and they failed at. I mean, the Iranians, we lost a Predator drone there. Yes, we lost a Predator drone. So now Iran has this fleet of Predator-like drones, but they're not the same. It's just not the same, and they're falling out of the sky. They have issues. You see my point? Russia and China. China is the mass producer. They're not the quality. All right. Okay. Actually, probably the most quality stuff is the German and the Swiss. Oh, the Swiss. Ooh. You want precision? You want quality? Swiss made. I mean, that's always been the way. But Sweden, land of my people. Yeah. But yeah. I was gonna go down memory lane, but by 1,000 years. But you see, my point is that that's what these guys do. They make shit products. All right, that's all they know how to make. Yeah, the AK-47, it's and the AK-74. Yeah, it's all this and that, and well and good, and and the other systems, sure, whatever, and Russia actually does make it work. Okay, they just don't have that American quality and ingenuity and precision. A lot of AKs do explode. A lot of AKs just don't work. They're not really that accurate, folks. I mean, they're really not. So, yeah, it's a heavy bullet, but you get my point. I mean, it's they have a different way of making things. So does the Chinese. The Chinese, they want it. What they have is they have the cheapest labor. They have slave labor. Okay, they have slave labor building their military. Really? We have dedicated, highly paid, freaking brainheads, eggheads, and craftsmen in steel and electronic systems and everything. We are a free nation, and these guys work for the best pay. All right, this is their career. This is their life. That's what they do. They make this shit. They know it inside and out. That's who we got making our stuff. Not some fucking, poor half-starved Uyghur that's nearly blind and feeble, trying to weld a freaking shitty piece of metal to another piece of metal to make a ship. See my point? I mean, and they don't test anything like we do. We thoroughly test shit. We test it. We test it while we're building it. We test it after we build it, and we test it when we use it before, during, and after, and we keep up in the maintenance and all that. So, can you imagine that? I mean, it's no other military is on our level. They might say they are, they might think they are. They're not. They're just not. So the world knows that we have the shit. And we have shit that the world's never even seen before. So let's just yeah, got my brace on. But let's just keep that real, okay? That's the truth. Case in point. Desert Storm and Desert Shield. We descended upon Iraq and Kuwait like that. And they did actually have some fairly sophisticated things going on there. They had a radar array, a early warning radar targeting system with their SAMs, surface to air missiles. That was actually the envy of the Middle East. I mean, and that's what you get the best money, you must bang for your buck from a rich dictator who's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy the good stuff, and that's what they did, and we circumvented that. The world has never seen a airplane. First thing we did was we sent an airplane in that jammed all their fucking radar, and then pinpointed their radar arrays and sent missiles to those locations. The world has never seen that. Like, what? Oh, and then the tank came out. The M1 AMRAAM. Yeah, it was the only tank in the world. All right, see if I can. It was the only tank in the world at the time that while our M1 AMRAAM was traveling in this direction, another tank traveling in this direction, far, far away, it could accurately put a round dead center into it. It was the only tank in the world at that time. And plus, it was a lot faster. It was a lot hard. It could take more damage, and the Germans helped us make it. So the world had never seen shit like that. And then we had some cool little helicopters we busted out, and the military, the grunts had some cool little toys that they had to play with. They owned the night. Our night fighting capabilities scares the fuck out of the world. All right, yeah, they got night vision, and night vision is but we're talking. The rest of the world is working on 6th, 7th generation. Here we can get about 5. We can purchase about 6, 7, 8, 10 generation. It's more than that now. It's more than that. They got night vision now that it's crazy. It's not even night vision anymore. It's integrated heads up display with I mean it's like you're playing a fucking video game. It's right there on your eyeball, and you own the night, and everything is tied in. I mean, just the whole simple concept of the FO, the Forward Observer, scares the fuck out of people, because if a destroyer comes into an area, if a naval fleet comes into the area, you best believe that somebody is on ground painting those targets. There's somebody in a hide site going like this, he's got a radio and he's got a little sight, and he's telling everybody where to put bombs. Put the bombs, put the shells right here. Got it. So simple, We have SATCOM. We have sat. We have drones that can just sit in the sky. Drones and balloons. Yeah, the balloons. We have so much capabilities that we can set and monitor transmissions. You make a phone call, we can send a missile to that location. We can own your phone. We can make phone calls on your behalf. I just found out my phone got hacked. But it happens. I mean, we give the permission to be hacked. We don't have privacy, but I hear there is a new system coming out that doesn't use Google. Interesting. But the capability when Desert Steel, Desert Storm happened, we brought out our new toys, and the whole world was like, oh shit. They didn't know. They did not know we had that capability. They just didn't know. They were like, what the fuck? Really? Wow. How the stealth bomber. A stealth bomber. That was the thing. Is like, okay, you can do the Enola Gay thing. That was the technology. Or the ICBM. You can see that. And we the Patriot missile, we busted out a missile that shot down missiles. What? Before that, you couldn't stop a missile. There was no way. There was no way you could stop a missile. You could try shooting at it, and that did kind of help. And we do have that capability as well. The CIWS and the Iron Dome, if you will, the CMEC or whatever it's called. But yeah, it's a targeted 20 Mike Vulcan cannon. Usually works in tandem, and that's amazing in itself. I watched that thing. That's standard on all ships. And that's pretty damn effective. I mean, anything gets just obliterated within a split second. Just that's all you heard. Yeah, that 20 mic might go burp. Yeah, and it's done. Whatever. Anything from mortar size, softball size, traveling at the sounding speeds. If that system is on. And that system works in the integration of the whole fleet. So you think about that. Each ship usually has about two. A fleet or a command, it's like 7, 8, 10, 12 ships. Imagine that. 12 20 Mike Vulcan cannons locking on a target, obliterating the target, and then obliterating the pieces off the target, and then tracking each other's bullets. And this all happens like in a split second. They have that. That's the Iron Dome that the Israelis are using on the ground. So can you imagine? I mean, it's fucking nuts. All right, it's nuts. That's just simple. Yes, we do have shit that can shoot down ICBMs. Absolutely. It was 2 years ago, the Chinese or the Russians, I forget who it was, shot that hyper missile off the coast of California. So we were like, ooh. And that was they're always playing catch up. They're always playing catch up. And if they get a little bit ahead, it's like you're at the range and you go, look what I have new weapon. And old Joe Schmuckatelli goes to his truck, goes, hold on, I'll be right back, hold my beer. He pulls out this massive gun, goes, yeah, that's cute, that's a cute gun you got there, but this oh yeah, I've had that, so that's what we've had that. Where do you think they got it from? But that was their idea. It's an ingenious idea, is that, oh, okay, well, why don't we just build a missile that outruns their missile? And so you can't shoot it down. And so we're like, yeah, we already have that. And then what we've also done what we figured out is that instead of shooting one missile at your missile, because you got the ICBM that's been launched, and it's traveling at an ungodly rate, like 20,000 miles an hour or something like that. 15, 20. It's fast. It's fucking fast. It's massive, And what we do is we send it, and it's hyperspeed, and then, we send ours, and instead of, it targets it. This all happens in a split second, by the way. Targets it, and then shoots 5 or 6 missiles at it that detonate around it, ensuring that it gets a hit. So we solved that problem with the hyper missile. Oh, okay, you got a hyper missile? Yeah, we got a hyper missile. Who do you think invented that shit? Well, the Germans did, but we still their scientists, their best scientists. The Russians got the okay scientists, and they didn't treat them well. We treated ours well. Excuse me for a minute. What is it, Charity? Oh my. Here. What's it? As I turn on the air conditioning. It is getting hot in here. Yeah. Perfect. So you get my point. And we're always 30 years ahead. Now, mind you, that's 30 years. 30 years. Do you know there were cell phones back in the 1950s? Seriously. They had them. Dick Tracy watches? They had them. Yes. So, I mean, we had that shit. We got shit now that we don't even know. Maybe, I mean, and some speculate that that's where all these crazy the UFOs and those phenomenal moving vehicles are. I mean, even if they are drones, holy fuck! I mean, they're moving faster than a speeding bullet. Which travels pretty goddamn fast. Faster than a missile. Faster than anything anyone has. I mean, if the physics involved in somebody being in there is outright impossible without some kind of inertia dampening, crazy electromagnetic, technology, which we might have developed. I don't know, but the idea of having, I would see it more as like a very high performance drone. We do have remote fly capabilities on most of our planes and vehicles. That's kind of arcane technology, actually. But I mean, can you imagine having a fleet, or just one or two or three, highly maneuverable and fast vehicles? And it doesn't matter if they're manned or not. That can locate, intercept, and destroy whatever there is. I mean, something that can fly into all the, right into the middle of a country like Russia or China. Just fly right in. They're trying to shoot it, trying to fire at it, and just can't. It's just, it's gone. It's gone. What the? What was that? It goes. I mean, because it moves at right angles and everything. And you're just like, what the hell? I mean, what can you do? No. 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 Get off me. Ow. Those claws hurt. Here. Have some more. We're eating this hamburger. I took like 2 of them and I cooked it. And just to test it out, thawed it out, cooked it. Badass. And she loves it too. She's got to have her meat as well. Stay carnivorous. So that's just my point, is that the world don't want none. You seen what Israel did in the 5-day war. We could do the same thing to the world, and they know it. Yeah. It's an amazing capability. So, now, even though now let's get a little political. Even though we have a potato in charge, and we do actually have this woke thing going on and CRT thing in the military. And they're trying to purge all conservatives and all that. The military is the military, and the traditions are strong and sound, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work for them. You're not going to get a bunch of jackbooted thugs like you do in the Hunger Games, where you flip a switch and they kill their own people. You might have some, But you know, if we had already talked about it too, if if I was in a platoon and my squad leader ordered me to shoot some women and children, in country, chances are he would have been had a lead injection right there. He would have had his cranium evacuated. He would have had some ventilation holes in him. So from us, and there's the whole oath thing. I do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So help me God. Da 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 da. And yes, it does say that we're supposed to obey the orders from the higher ups and the chief commander in chief, which we know is a freaking potato, which kind of looks like this guy. But I love this rock. I got this from some very small island in Greece. They had nothing but rocks like this. I'm not talking small. Like it was the island was as small as my living room. But we were doing some when we were in the Med there. We were playing with Zodiacs and off ship and stuff, and they were dropping us off in little islands, and we were sitting on this little fucking island as the tide started coming in, and looking at this rock, and I'm like, man, I put that in this thing is old. And so I drew a little face on it, and I use it for body conditioning. It's got a slight curve to it on the back of it. I put my little initials, which oddly enough are the same initials of Suicidal Tendencies, ST. But I just boom, 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 boom. I've been using this thing for years, and it's great. It's great. It's a nice little thing, and it's also a weapon. So I mean, but talk about a skipping stone, right? Anyway, yeah, and it makes a cool little sound when you spin it. Kind of shuttles out there, the harmonics on it. But yeah, I mean it's fucking neat, This rock was around when this rock was formed back before, thousands, 100,000 years ago. It was made by lava cooling in a certain way, and that's how it happens. And there's a whole bunch of rocks like that. But you're out there, and there were bigger rocks that were the same size. It's pretty amazing shit. But anyway, I digress. I forget what I was talking about. Can we rewind? Can I rewind here? Too many distractions. I distract myself. But anyway, I wouldn't worry about war with any other country. And that's why we have this. The war is inside. They're in the fence. All right, they're not out there. They're in here. Yeah, you can say they can try to weaken us and everything, and then from the inside, and then they come in. But they don't have to. I mean, the kind of war that we're facing right now is it's a very calculated, asymmetrical kind of war. It's all about the hearts and minds of the people here, and that's changing. I mean, we can see that, from they're trying to make us socialist, and it's working. But the true patriots of the world, of the country and the world, have not woken up yet. We're still asleep. Still hitting the snooze button, aren't we? And so hopefully we can we can change this before it happens. And that's what the rest of the world is watching. They're watching us and going, when the fuck will the rebels of the world, we are the rebels of the world, going to say that's enough? Enough is enough. I mean, seriously. And I'm not trying to incite a revolution or anything, but just to call it action, and speak out. Just say something. No, that's not okay. No, you're stupid. I mean, what happened to that? What happened to that? I mean, what happened to that 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 bold American? Yeah. What? They're all no SJWs, trans rights. Is that really? You got these little kids. I mean, they are kids. They're kids out there. And make no mistake about it, those kids are absolutely dangerous. You guys remember that Khmer Rouge thing that happened? Mao Zedong. Yeah, that's how that's how China became communist. Just saying, those kids killed a lot of people, millions of people, and they did the exact same thing that these Bravo Lima mics are doing. You know, it's exact same thing. It's the exact same handbook. Rules for Radicals, Saul Alinsky, you know that guy, right out of the Marxism playbook. All of it. It's all there. It's all there. It's been tried, and you know, we used to have this whole thing. It was called the Red Scare, and you know, we actually had the Foxtrot Bravo India that would hunt down and arrest and put on trial communists, you know, known communists and communist sympathizers, you know. So yeah, I mean, people were freaking patriotic, and you know, there was no comrade this, comrade that, you know. We're a lot more grittier than that, aren't we? John Wayne, True Grit. I think we've lost that. I think no, we haven't lost it. It's still there. Okay, it's still there. There are folks out here, you know, that, and there's a lot of them. It's just, you know, we're preoccupied right now. But hey, you give us an incident, you give us an event, and you're gonna see something then. All right, that's what this whole, I'm gonna call it the woke. You know, the woke, the World Organization, kicking everyone. The World Organization woke. World Organization kicking everyone. Yeah. I just made that off the top of my head. The woke is that it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Case in point, 1775. That's when my Marine Corps came alive. But we started. We were already there with this a very oppressive regime. It's called the UK. You know, the kingdom, the Brits. Yeah, you know, those guys across the pond. They were a world power, and they were oppressing us to the point where we were just like, that's it, no more, that's it, we're done. Fuck you. It wasn't, you know, I will not comply. It's like, no, fuck you. Wow. That's it, we're done. Come on over here, we're gonna kick your ass. And we did. And that was it. And from that point on, you know, we became a world power. I'm not going to go into the history and the details afterwards. You know, we had a civil war and all that, but hey, whatever. We learned our lesson. But isn't that what it is? Those who forget their history are doomed to repeat it. So there might be a lesson in the future, in the near future, especially if the curriculum changes. If you know what I mean. So yeah. How do you take a test? Yeah, it's simple. Yeah. Okay, all right, this is your test. All right, you know, get out your number 2 pencils, and you know, this is a multiple choice test. Fuck you. Good, you passed the test. You know, that's what we need. That's what we need. So, I'm fairly confident that this woke society they're trying to start. They can't deal with it, bro. They just can't. They just can't. Can't do it. You can't stop it. You can't stop us. You can't shut us down. You can't shut us up. As much as they try, they can't. As much as they lie, cheat, and steal, and change the narrative, and change everything, and the culture, and this, and I mean, just, you can't stop us. Red-blooded Americans, eating fucking hamburgers and steaks, driving fast cars and shooting guns, are always going to be there. How the whole fucking world idolizes that shit. Okay? We that's what we bring. Our American way, our American culture, all right? It's everybody wants to be us, okay? That's why we have all these people here, from all over the country, all over the world. You can't stop that. I don't care. Even if you take all our money and try to take all our food, try to take all our gas, and it's you're not gonna be able to do it. You're just not. They're not going to be able to do it. It's not gonna happen. All right. We're going to find a way. People find a way. I just found out here in Cleveland that one of the biggest things to do on a Saturday night is go to a fucking street race. I haven't been to one, but these guys they're fucking serious about this shit. They're spending all their money in hard-earned cash and buying gas now. I mean, they're not buying gas. Not like you get out of the gas station. They're buying like fucking jet fuel and putting it in their cars. High super octane, highly toned son of a bitches here. High toned son of a bitch. They're paying for they're running for pink slips and money, and there's betting going on. It's people, two Cleveland Brown football players. I think last year were caught drag racing. I mean, you can't stop that, man. How are you going to stop that? You can't. You can't. That's something that we do. We've been doing that since we reinvented cars. That's what we do. We take everything from the world and we make it better. Pizza. I encourage you to go to Italy and get a pizza. Go ahead. Go there. You go, hey, paisan, uno pizza, por favor. Whatever. See what happens. You can be like, yeah, you're going to be like, what the fuck? This is not pizza. You're not used to this kind of pizza. No. I implore you to go to Sicily. Ask for a pizza. Oh, it's a Sicilian style. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna be woefully dissatisfied. You're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? We take everything and reinvent it and make it better. It's just the way we do it. Chinese food. They come over here and they feed us some badass food. They don't eat like that over there. They don't fucking eat like that over there. Well, they eat everything over there, but they don't eat like that. It's not a Chinese buffet. You go to China and get a Chinese buffet. There's no such thing, actually. But you're lucky if you get a cup of broth, chicken broth, with a few fucking onions in it. You're lucky. Maybe some chicken. Maybe some bugs. Maybe some bat. I don't know. Whatever's on the whatever the chef could catch that day. I mean, it's pretty bad over there. It's pretty bad. But yeah. Yeah. So, oh man, it's almost an hour. So I'm gonna leave it at that. It's Mad Shad here. Just wanted to talk about the military. And I've been out for a long time. I've been out since '98, but I've been watching. Because that's what you do. That's your interest. And I know how they work. We were the guinea pigs. I mean, we got all the we got to play with all the cool gear, and they get then we write a review about it, and they take it away from us. So that's they have free testing and review with the military. Hey, take this 10 out and use it for your little operation, little training thing. Here, try this hat, try this coat, try this new gun part. I mean, that's it. That's all. Just something stupid. So, I'm gonna end it here. This beautiful Sunday. It's what time is it? It's 7:00. The sun's still shining. It's beautiful. We're done. So, just in case, this is Mad Shad, encouraging you on training to prep, and because we all know it's a mad world out there.